the court, they're batting 1,000 this week on some great, religious liberty cases and gun rights cases, which kind of look like no-brainers, but a previous court would not have come down the way they did. It's like, how is the Coach Kennedy establishing religion on the 50-yard line when he's privately just taking a knee to say a prayer and people come to join him, whether they want to or not? How is that the establishment of religion? Like the establishment clause jurisprudence is just all over the place. It's a nightmare. We could use some clarification on it, and the court's inching there. But anyway, talk to me about that moment. And our viewers should know, you used to be a liberal, right? I mean, it's not like you've been some dyed-in-the-wool conservative, your whole life. But it was emotional for you when you heard about Dobbs. Tell us.
Yeah, it had been weighing on me more and more, no question about it. I haven't heard anybody else say this, but this is what bothered me about it, is that there's a fundamental difference. Abortion is going to continue. I think abortion is a grave evil. I've come to that opinion over a long time. I was pro-abortion in my youth. I lost an argument with a friend one day, and that just worked on me over the years until finally I changed my mind. And abortion is going to continue in some of the states. Evil is always going to be with us. There's nobody, we're going to have evil institutions. But there's a fundamental difference, an essential difference between a country where evil is done, which is every country, and a country that establishes that evil as a right. Because when you say that evil is a right, you effectively dehumanize the class of people to whom that evil is done. So there's a difference. Slavery was a grave evil, but there's a difference between having slavery and having Dred Scott, where you say that an African American isn't an American, can't have the rights of an American. There's a difference between being an anti-Semite and even having an anti-Semite government and passing the Nuremberg laws that strip Jews of their rights and dehumanize them. When you say that abortion is a right, you take this unborn child who already doesn't have a voice, and you take away any possibility of his having a voice. When you dehumanize someone, he loses that right that we all have, that we all depend on, to say to your fellow human, look at me, I'm just like you, I'm the image of God, you can't do this to me. And more, it began to seem to me that the logic of that dehumanization was working on all of us, until, and my friends will tell you, my friends here at the Daily Wire will tell you that I would say to them, I'm not sure this is a good country anymore. I'm not sure that a country where we have to discuss whether it's right to butcher children to change their gender is a good country. And all of it, to me, was traced back to Roe v. Wade. It was traced back to the idea that not only could abortion be performed in certain circumstances, something that I think people should argue about and vote on, but we had a right to do it. And obviously, it was obvious to me that right would start being, legal, safe, legal, and rare, and would end up with shout your abortion, even if you did it 1 second before that baby was born, because ideas follow their logic out to their furthest point. And it was beginning to just weigh on me. It was certainly a major part of my prayers every day that this country had truly lost its way. And I love this country. I mean, I love this country the way people love their mothers, because this is my mother country. I mean, this made me everything I am. It gave me everything I have. It has allowed me to fashion an independent personality in a world of conformity. And I'm an artist, so that matters a lot to me. And yet I felt it had gone terribly, terribly wrong. And so this decision, the minute I saw it, I mean, my heart just exploded, because the minute I saw it, I thought, this doesn't make us a good country. It opens the possibility for us to be a good country. It means that evil will be done, but we are no longer evil. We are no longer saying that this child cannot make an argument, that no one can stand up for this child and say, look, it's a human being, treat it like a human being. Because, that to me is the only argument we're having. We're not having arguments about a woman's right. We're not having arguments about health care. We're having an argument about whether or not an unborn child is a human being. And, I think there's a little leeway to make arguments there, but not as much as you would think, and certainly not going anywhere near, 16, 18, 24 weeks. That's ridiculous. And so we're arguing about the humanity of this child. And when you say at the highest level, this is beyond argument, this is beyond vote, you've made it so that, justice is supposed to be blind, it's not supposed to be mute, but you've essentially ripped out justice's tongue, because that's the argument we all use. That's the foundation of the golden rule. It's look at me, I am the image of God, I am your image, you have to treat me as you would be treated. And they stripped babies of that right. And in doing that, to me, they stopped doing evil and became evil. And it touched all of us, and it has changed our culture in a million different ways. I mean, I won't, but I could go on and talk for an hour on the ways that I think that has changed our culture for the worse. And this opens the possibility that we can begin to climb out of that. And that, to me, is a beautiful thing. I mean, a beautiful thing. I did not want to, I'm getting up there in age, and I did not want to walk out the door, leaving the country in the state, the cultural state it's in now. And I haven't heard anybody else talk about that, but that's the thing that weighed on me so much. That's the thing that I kept bringing to God, and that's the thing that broke my heart when that wonderful decision came in.
Black Rifle Coffee Company is a veteran-founded company serving premium coffee to people who love America. They develop their explosive roast profiles with the same mission focus learned as military members serving this great country of ours. Black Rifle Coffee imports high-quality coffee beans from Colombia and Brazil, and then they roast them 5 days a week here in America at their facilities in Manchester, Tennessee, and Salt Lake City, Utah. And that means you get the freshest coffee and the best no matter where you live. Enjoy the awesome packaging and the unique flavors like Silencer Smooth and Lava Panther and so many more. The best way to enjoy Black Rifle's freedom-filled coffee is with the Black Rifle Coffee Club. And when you join the club, not only do you get their cool mugs, which I love, but your brew of choice is roasted, packaged, and shipped free to your door on your schedule. You don't have to worry about running out ever again. A win-win scenario. Buy it at blackriflecoffee.com. Use the code MK at checkout for 20% off your purchase and your first coffee club order. blackriflecoffee.com/MK. Use that code MK at checkout. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.